Focus of today's session is to find the calling. From past few days, more than a month now, I've been doing this program called Find My Why. For more details, get in touch with me. I will share what this program is about. But even I am in the process of finding my why. And it almost seems that I have found that, but I'm still working more on the execution side. And this program is very special. And look what a coincidence. Just related to this topic of finding my why, I got our guest for today, Ulrich, back. And this time, we are going to talk about the calling. Last time we spoke about animal intuition, about communication and interaction with the animals. You can check the video out. But this time we are talking about the calling, and this podcast is oriented to human beings, to everyone, because everyone has a calling, everyone has a life purpose, and Ulrike is here to share her perspective, her story, and let's get inspired by Ulrike. Welcome.
Hmm. Thank you, Krishiv, for inviting me a second time. And I love the topic, the calling. Yeah, that's a big part of what I teach because the calling is something that comes from a divine source. That's why calling, it's not something you create out of your mind. It's something where you are called to. There is a voice that comes from outside and whispers or gives you dreams or intuition. And you feel, I'm called to do this work. I'm called to love this person. I'm called to do this or that.
Where do we even begin? Should we begin from your story, or should we begin with what is calling, how to find the calling, and what are the signs that you know that yes, this is my calling? There has to be a set of
Yeah.
events, coincidence. Best example, I've been doing Find My Why course, and look, just while I'm doing that now, again for the second time, I come across with you, and now we are talking about this. So from my story, this has been the case that it's time for me to find my calling, and I'm getting closer to it after every day, every conversation like this. But let's say for a in very layman terms, in very easy language, for a normal person out there who is lost, could be a solopreneur, businessman, could be a graduate, could be person of any age group. I mean, somebody could be in their midlife crisis.
Mm.
First thing to do, how?
The calling. Well, I can tell you my story. I felt, even as a child, I felt I was here on earth to do something specific. And a lot of people have that. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And when you have that, then you feel like an outsider. Then you have this conflict that you can go and adapt and do what everybody else does. But in the back of your mind, there's always, oh, there's something different. Something is waiting for me. I don't know what it is. And every time you touch it, you become scared because the calling usually is something that will change your life big time. Yeah. So the calling usually is not what you're already living. It's usually something different. and it comes into your life and you will say, no, no, I can't do that. It's too expensive. It's too dangerous. It's too scary.
Uncertain. It's too uncertain. The path is not very conventional.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think that the subconscious mind knows that this is not my calling?
Yeah.
Whatever job people are into, whatever projects people are doing, do you think that that's the case?
Yeah. I think the subconscious mind knows what the calling is and what the calling isn't. And also, if you don't follow your calling at a certain point, you have to know that you're going to pay a price.
Yeah.
Pay a price. If you decide to not go for the calling but live the ordinary life, you're going to lose energy. You're going to always have this feeling of, I'm not fulfilled, the money's not coming, I don't meet the right people. Yeah. You,
And
you,
do you think that how should I start listening to it? Like, if it's me, just my personal advices, take small steps. But in terms of the intuition, in terms of the meditative state, do you think meditation helps to remind that through calling to you every morning?
the calling cannot come through the rational mind. You cannot figure out the calling rationally.
Okay, what is the rational mind for the audience?
Like what makes sense, what everybody says, oh yes, that so makes so much sense, do that. It's it's the calling doesn't make sense.
So
That's
you mean the rational mind is the conscious mind, the one that
the
like
thinking,
society keeps feeding you
the
that this
thinking.
is the conventional. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean by rational?
I mean by the thinking,
But
thoughts. The the calling comes through intuition, through emotion, through body sensation. When the calling hits you, your body will shiver or you will suddenly cry. Your body will answer to that. The calling will come through dreams or yeah, meditation. You need stillness. You need to be quiet. In our world that is so loud, you cannot really hear the calling. You have to quiet down, write, meditate, like speak with spirit guides, with angels or with animals. That's what I do. Speak with God or whatever sources, because the calling comes from the source. You have to know it doesn't come out of you. It comes from outside. The calling is where you as a person connect with the universal energy, and the universal energy wants to put you into your place where you can serve best, where you can serve the big best. That's where the calling happens. And when you go there, when you follow the calling, you will get all it needs from the universe. You think it's too difficult, I can't do it, but you don't have to do it alone. You will get all the support.
in that case, like I get it because a very similar thing is happening with me, especially with the podcast, with the YouTube channel. Everything is more smooth. Everything flows
Mhm.
compared to some other things that I've done in the past. So that tells me that yes, where there there is more yes, 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 it means life is taking you in that direction. What
Exactly.
message do you have? Let's begin with three messages. One for the young, for the fresh graduates or people who are still studying. Two for people who are in their mid late 20s who are already in the real world, their jobs, in their business. Three for people facing midlife crisis, roughly around the age of 40.
Hmm. For the very young people, go for what you really love, what your real passion is, even if your parents say don't do that. And even if everybody says you're never going to make money with that. When I started animal communication, everybody said you're never going to make money with that. And man, I made tons of money with that because I was so passionate about it. Yeah.
Okay, so for the youth, for people who are studying or fresh graduates, do what you want quietly on Saturday, Sunday.
Not what others say.
On Saturday, on Sunday, after your job on the weekdays, but just remain quiet. So don't let people know, especially those people who are opposing you. But do let the people who are supporting you know what you're doing, and it builds more accountability. Now we come to people who are uh, in their mid to late 20s,
Late 20s.
like between the age of 25 to 34, 35,
Oh.
that age, the young age, but you've got some experience in the real world, but you're
Mhm.
still growing, you're still
Mhm.
growing. So for the 25 to 35,
So
uh,
what happens there is you're already with one foot in the world and you're already pretty conditioned. You're already pretty adapted. You found ways how to make your money and make your life, and you lose your authentic self because you're so caught up in the everyday challenges. So for this age group, it's important to take time and remember, where's my authentic self? Where's my calling? Where does my soul want to go? Because if you lose that, you're going to get stuck a little further down. You're going to get to a point where you get depressed or burned out or, yeah.
and what about people who are older than 35, people who are facing that midlife crisis?
Well, even further down, because your life is already set up and you don't have much room for decisions. You have your job, you have to make your money because you have a family and you have children, and there's not much space. But still, take time for yourself. Even if your life is mega full, take time for yourself. It's so valuable. You will feel very guilty for all the time that you take for yourself, but do it. Just
It's
you.
never too late. It's still never too late because even if you're 40 to 45, you still have 20 years, and in 20 years you can uh, build something from scratch and take it to a very good level. I think it's not. A lot of people say, "Oh, we are too old now," and people in their 30s. But honestly speaking, if you're in your midlife crisis and if you are financially well positioned, you have resources that people in their 20s and 30s sort of lack. And the fresh graduates don't even have much experience. So I
Mhm.
think every age group has their own benefits. What do you think?
I think so. And the general message is you can create a new life at any point. Even if you have a family, even if you have children and financial responsibilities, you can always create your perfect dream life. It's always possible.
My tip, I'll just add a small tip. If you have people who support you, make them your accountability partners.
Yeah.
But if people are not supporting you, but the universe is supporting you, then just do it quietly. Don't tell people. Just show them the results when they appear.
Yeah, and also if you follow your calling, people will show up in your life through the resonance.
Absolutely. That's the
And
way Ulrike showed up in my life in this YouTube channel. Actually, but this is relevant. Thank you, Ulrike. I have more faith now, even more faith in this YouTube channel, in this podcast. I look forward to more meaningful conversations simplified, and that's the new tagline of our channel and our community over here. Here we make meaningful conversations simplified, just like we did in this session.
I
Thank
love it.
you.
Thank you too. I enjoyed it. Thank you.